Hey, good afternoon, folks. I'll do, I hope, a brief channel update as to what I've been up to in the last day and a half, 2 days. I had to take the small crew off of the U-boat and park them on the mat here because I finally got around to priming or putting on a rust oxide or red oxide base on the U-boat. Now, the conning tower fit in the spray booth, no problem. I hadn't attached that, fortunately, but of course the hull, or the top side of the hull, partial hull, doesn't fit in my spray booth. So we had to take that outside. I see I've got a little more touch-up to do over here in the front. At least I wasn't battling winter winds today. And basically what will happen is a few little tricks I've watched on some U-boat video, building U-boat video on YouTube. I can't say it. Building U-boats on YouTube videos. How to do rust effects, which actually start by lay down the rust color as the base and then do overlays. Okay, enough of that. So we're going to let that all dry. I'll touch that up. Hope for no wind tomorrow because I'm going to have to take the hull back outside on the deck. I have been fooling around with the GT40 from IMC. And of course I had to source a driver. His hands really aren't that big. That's just perspective. But it isn't a great figure. And boy, it's hard to find good quality 124th or 125th racing drivers. The face is okay. The problem is the racing suit just has no definition. I guess the good thing is with the doors closed, you're not going to see too much of him anyway. I chose Dunlop Blue because in '64, as far as I can tell, the tires on the four GT40s that were raced at Le Mans were clad with Dunlop. And if not, then IMC has a problem because that's what's stamped on the rubber tires. Okay, what else? Just a note to myself about the importance of finishing things. This slot car I started 6 or 7 years ago, and it's still sitting there with a partially, well, the chassis is done. See, there we go. But I have never gotten around to finishing up the body. God knows where the windscreen is. I guess I'll find that someday because I removed it. Anyway, that's another story. My goodness, I've got to get around to finishing that. Any guesses to what it is? Slot car aficionados need not answer. This is for the static model builders to guess. And I found a RTR slot car in my collection when I was unpacking stuff. Yes, James Dean and his 550 Porsche, or Porsche 550 Spyder. The one that he died in a terrible crash in California back in 1955. Anyway, or maybe 54 or 55. James was painted poorly, and it was done by, factory painting. So I touched him up a bit and did the best I could. So that was today's efforts, and we're going to let this all dry, and then we'll shoot the front there with a little more rust. Give it another day, and then we'll start on getting the gray on. Okay, and the crew back on. And the four GT40s on hold for a while because, believe it or not, I ran out of black paint. How could that happen? I mean, I tell you. The fact that this guy has no legs is no real issue. They're not going to show anyway. I just wish I'd been able to find a suitable driver figure with a lot more definition from the neck down. So it goes. Thanks for watching, folks.